What's up, everybody? Podcast Paradise, episode 4. Today in Paradise, we are in sweet old Tiverton, Rhode Island. And it's actually been a very, interesting weather-wise weekend. It's almost Christmas, and it's been about 60 degrees. It's quite beautiful. Best winter weather I've ever experienced. But without further ado, let's introduce the 2 guests we have this week. The first ever in podcast history. So, with us today, we have Jonah O'Neill.
Hello, y'all. It's a pleasure being here.
And we have Dan Farnworth.
Hello, Paradise listeners.
All right, good start. All right, so first topic of the day, we're gonna talk about data stealing. So,
Ooh.
if you haven't heard, directed at the listeners, if you haven't heard, Facebook, who also owns Instagram, important to remember, has started selling your data to Netflix and Spotify. And not just your data, they've started actually selling your personal messages to the companies who will pay for it. So, what do you guys think about that?
Okay, so I know I have a bit of a hot take on this topic, but, like, I don't really give a shit, to be honest. Because, like, I never post on Facebook or Instagram. I just like shit and, like, follow people. So, like, it doesn't really affect me. And also, I don't really care about digital privacy that much as long as you're not looking at my porn history.
They
Like,
definitely are.
Well, Facebook, I don't look at porn on Facebook.
Not Facebook, but Google.
You don't think I use a VPN, my dude?
I don't even know what that means.
It's a virtual private network. It makes it so my ISP can't look at my data. I'm just watching, like, vanilla ass porn. But, like, worst case scenario, if someone wants it, they can't grab it.
Well, I think this problem varies from person to person. Because if you're me, I'm not on Facebook at all, but I'm on Instagram a lot. But even then, I'm just kind of, like, liking memes and shit.
And also, like, what do you have on Facebook and Instagram that, like I'm sure this could apply to other people, but, like, for me, I don't have anything that I would care if someone had access to. Like, okay, they have access to the year I graduated high school. I don't care. They have the access.
That's public.
Yeah, they have access to the time that I made a picture of Dan, my banner. Like, I don't really care about that. And same thing with Instagram. Like, oh, they know that I like I don't know, say fucking Star Wars memes. I don't care.
There are people who use the Facebook Messenger app as they're texting, though.
That's where you get where you get me. Cause, like,
especially older people.
Like, are you sure
mom.
they're actually selling, like, messages and shit?
Yeah,
okay,
like,
that's where you
messages.
get me.
Yeah, my mom uses Messenger, and she talks to, like, all her, like, friends and school committee people, and I definitely think that, obviously, that information doesn't matter much to Facebook, but just the idea that some information from some people could be really sensitive, and it really shouldn't be let out to the general public.
I think less of the issue is, like, Facebook taking it. It's more, are they taking it in a secure way that people can't hijack that? Because, like, if Facebook has access to messages, that means that there's, like, a way that people can view your messages even if they're not you.
Yeah.
Which means, like, if, like, a hacker wanted to, could they hijack that? And obviously it wouldn't affect me, but, like, say some, like, high profile, like, producer or celebrity, like, sent something on Facebook Messenger that, like, maybe no one else should see, like, could they hack that? Because like, it's sort of the deal how, like Apple didn't, I forget, like, the proper, like, situation, but Apple didn't want to create, like, a program to unlock the iPhone of, like, some terrorist for the FBI, because, like, the FBI was like, okay, we have the iPhone of this criminal. We need you, but it's encrypted. We need you to unlock it because we don't know the password. And Apple was like, no, we can't set that precedent because, like, if we make a program that can unlock any iPhone, that means that program's out there and people could get it somehow and then be able to unlock any iPhone, which is, like, a little fucky. So, like,
yeah.
I feel like it's not.
Is that current though? Because I thought
that was
like,
a while ago.
I thought that was like a Steve Jobs thing.
Yeah, that was like a while ago.
Yeah,
but, like,
I think their new CEO has started selling.
Oh, really?
I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Something Cook, right?
Yeah, something Cook.
Captain Cook.
No, it's like James Cook or something. I fucking forget. But, like that's where you get me a bit. Well, like, on the messaging, like, posts, personal information like that, couldn't give two shits.
Well, yeah, because that is public anyway.
Yeah. And, like, even if it's, like, oh, only my friends can see it. Like, that's still pseudo public. So like,
I mean, like
who
you
really
could
cares?
be sharing addresses with your friends, phone numbers, like all that stuff can get logged into a database, and like that's not a good thing.
And the thing is, though, is it's not, for me, it's not just that they are containing it for themselves. It's that they're selling it to anyone who will bid. So, like, right now, it's Netflix and Spotify who are buying it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if somebody were to put up the money that Netflix and Spotify did, couldn't technically anyone just buy it?
Yeah, because we don't know, like, what parameters they're going by to screen the buyers. Like, I'm gonna assume that they're only going with, like, legitimate buyers like Netflix and Hulu and Spotify and those people. But I don't fucking know. Like, I'm not in the Silicon Valley. I don't have access to that. So, like, they very well could be selling it to just anyone with the cash. But, like, again, I don't use those services. And even if I did, I don't really share any, like, personal information. Like, your boy doesn't send dick pics or anything. I keep that to myself. And also, like, I feel like we don't have anything to worry about because we're not high profile enough for anyone to be like, okay, I want that person's information. Like, the worst thing that could happen to us is, like, we're part of, like, one of the bigger data breaches, but then, like, that doesn't really matter too much because no one's gonna, like, hopefully no one's gonna sift through our data individually, but, like, I feel like since we're not high profile, no one really cares about our information. I don't really have anything to worry about, but I could see how that would affect other people, like, pretty heavily.
For me, a lot of it comes into, like, the fact, especially for me, one of the big things is, like, that now Netflix and Spotify have it as well. So for me, it just, like, living in the world in 2018, it just feels more and more like every day that, like, 6 companies just know literally everything about you.
Yeah.
Because what's to stop Facebook from trading with Google your DMs for what you search? And I, like, even on Google, like, I was doing a project about, like, a conservative radio station for a college class. And I searched it once on Google, and then the next YouTube video I watched had a conservative talk show ad on it.
Yeah, like, what I remember, like, I watched, like, a couple of, like, Chris Ray Gun videos, and he's kind of, like, conservative. And then, like, the like, next couple of ads I got were all, like, the, like, Prager EDU guys. So, like, do you think that libtards are shit stains in our society?
Yeah.
If so, join Prager.edu.
That happened to me too. Like, sometimes I'll watch Fox News. I get it. I don't believe in Fox News. I do not condone Fox News. But sometimes I just want to see what they have.
the other side of the story.
I want to see their perspective on what the hell is going on in the White House. And I'll watch one video from them, and all my ads will be PragerU or some sort of, like, non-censored TV or something. And it's just like, I'm not going to buy this stuff. I just watched one conservative video.
Dude, the Prager.edu is, like, the most bullshit, like, conservative clickbait. Like, it's always like, you thought that your ideas mattered. You thought that you created your ideas. But it turns out the hive mind in Los Angeles, California planted those ideas in your brain when you're only 6 years old. I'm going to tell you how. Join Prager.edu. It's like, okay. Like, the world isn't a Shane Dawson video. Not everything is a conspiracy theory. Like, you don't have to go that hard. Like, we get it. You're conservative. You're trying to own those libtards, Ben Shapiro their ass. But, like,
well,
like, we don't need you to go that far.
Part of it is that channel is literally sponsored by oil companies. So they are getting paid to spread this message around so that people will vote against these political views that work against their companies.
Yeah, isn't it funny how, like, because I'll go into a bit of a personal story. I have an uncle who is pro-Trump and conservative.
Yep.
He lives.
We all got one of those.
He lives.
I don't, thank God.
Drink to that.
I know I got aunt.
He lives, like, far in the country, but he came down for Christmas last year, and it's funny how they always like to bring up, like, he doesn't believe in recycling at all.
Okay, but like, that's okay. Real quick, you don't like, recycling ain't the fucking Sasquatch. You don't believe in it or disbelieve in it. It's a thing that helps the planet. Either you do it or you don't.
He doesn't believe that. He thinks that when you recycle.
Oh, he's one of those people that's like, oh, it all goes to the same place.
Yes, but what I'm saying, and he doesn't believe in global warming at all either. So first of all, he's, like, at our grandma's house, like, like taking bottles out of the trash and
Oh my
out of the
God.
recycle bin and throwing them in the trash.
What's the point? If he believes that they're going to the same place,
It's silly.
What's the benefit to that?
Is he just trying to like make a message to you guys to not recycle?
And
That's
but back to
stupid.
the point is if you try to talk to him about global warming, his defense is always like, oh well, all those scientists are bought out. Like they're all bought.
Do you know what a lobbyist is? Do you know what our entire political system is?
But then they don't that same logic doesn't apply to like the oil
Well,
companies.
because no, not my guy. My guy would never. My guy would never be bought out. Trump, he cares not about money. He cares about justice, and that's it.
Yeah, it's he's a bit of a loon, but
No, like I totally get that because I did a fucking paper, 8-page paper on windmills recently. I wanted to die, but towards the end I got into like lobbyists, and then I went down like this real like how lobbyists are lobbying for politicians to be super like pro like dirty energy and like oil and shit like that, and I got into like a really bad headspace where I was just like, our entire government is just like bought out. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, ExxonMobil controls our
Yeah.
government.
Like it's so crazy that like lobbyists are legal because like there's no gray area or like behind the scenes. It's literally, we will pay you if you agree with this issue, and the politicians like, well, opinions be damned. I want that money. Okay, let's go. Like,
well, isn't it? It's also kind of like what they call like in the NBA, they call it a wink wink deal, where it's like we'll give you money, but like there's no way to prove that you agreed with this just because of money, you know?
It's like, oh, I just happened to get a donation contribution from ExxonMobil, and I just so happened to exactly 2.5 weeks later enact some policies that may or may not help them out.
My Secretary of State just happened to be Rex Tillerson, the CEO of ExxonMobil. No coincidence there.
That baffles me that like we allow CEOs a position in government. Because, like, those motherfuckers are making money, and they can enact the policies that let them make so much more money.
They get
It's
free control.
literally by law, it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah. It's like another thing that's, like, it's totally like that, where it's like, oh, this is in the law that we can't do this, but, like, we do it anyways. Like, the whole thing about, like, secular government. But, like, one of the main arguments against abortion is that God doesn't want it.
Yep.
Well, we have a secular government. I understand that's your opinion. You can have that opinion and enact that on your own personal life. But in our secular United States government, that shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You should be able to put your religion aside and be like, okay, well, it's a women's right issue and they deserve the right to control their body, so we can allow them to do that. But instead it's like, no, God says no in the secular government. Like, it's a total thing where, like, how conflict of interest is a law, and yet we don't enact it in the slightest.
Right.
And do you remember the SOPA and PIPA bills like 5 or 6 years ago?
I don't think so. You have to remind me.
Okay, so and it'll be good to remind our listeners because they probably don't remember it. SOPA and PIPA were essentially these bills that were trying to get passed, where the kind of idea behind them was good, but the execution was poor. Where they wanted to stop online piracy, but in order to do that, they basically said that the government would have the power to shut down any website that had a pirate thing on it.
Yeah, no big government.
So, for example, if somebody had uploaded a movie to YouTube, they could shut down all of YouTube.
Oh, that's fucky.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So those bills didn't get passed. But one of the big reasons they didn't get passed is because that was in like this weird like internet growing, but also before the fake news thing, where the internet looked like this like beacon of truth, where there was like these groups of people who went and found all the backers for SOPA and PIPA and traced back to like all the people who paid them and exposed it on the internet and like looked at like their entire political history, and I think they even like threatened to blackmail some of the people who were voting for that bill and saying like,
goddamn,
yeah, well, if you do that, we'll like expose this like shitty thing that you did. And it seemed it seemed like for that period that the internet was like the way of like, you're not going to be able to lie on these bills anymore.
Yeah,
you're not.
Everything is traceable. Yeah,
and you're not going to be able to like spout all these like. And that was around the time that Obama and Romney ran, And it seemed like then, like, oh yeah, no one can lie anymore, like, on the presidential thing. Like all the times these guys lie, like, they all get caught. And that was, like, the big, I think in the Time Magazine top 10 stories of the year, one of them was, like, the massive amount of Obama and Romney lies during their campaigns. And now it's, like, it's gone the complete other way. Where, like the internet is fueling the lies because people are just like, oh well, you can't trust that website, but I can trust this website wholeheartedly, and it's
just like the Daily Mail scam with the gender neutral Santa Claus.
Yeah, and the thing and how like, oh, gingerbread men, they should be men. Like no one actually gives a shit. It's just like manufactured outrage so you can like fuel news stories.
Yeah,
it's like it's so like. I know this sounds like, oh, like in a perfect world, yeah, I'd do this. But ideally, you should get your news from multiple sources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you should, like what I try and do, which obviously I don't do all the time because, like, I'm not a god. I don't have all the time in the world. Like, you try and get a conservative one, a liberal one, and then you try and find a website that's somewhere in the middle, and then you combine all the facts from all those. You try and avoid the opinions and try and find the facts and, like... get your own from that.
And it's always good to use like the couple sites that try to maintain that total neutrality, like Associated Press. Like their thing, like they're always so like it's always good to, whenever you see a story, just kind of see if there's an Associated Press or BBC version of that story, because usually that'll be, you know, closer to the middle and more objective.
But you know, it's become like an even bigger issue.
What?
Like a lot of YouTube news shows, like they're all like based on personalities. So like I watch Philip DeFranco. I hate him as a person. I fucking like I can't stand him. He seems like an asshole.
I can't say I've ever seen one of his videos.
He seems like an absolute cock. But like he does this thing where he's like, I give you the facts, but here's my opinion. And like on so many like things, like people have differing opinions, and in the comment section everyone's like, well, you saw the facts that Phil gave, like your opinion doesn't match those facts, like obviously you're wrong. It's like, well, he might have given those facts, but like no one gives all the facts to the case. They give the ones that cherry pick their story to like allow
to fit a narrative.
Yeah, exactly, to fit their narrative. Because like there's like obviously like if you lie, like you're gonna get shit thrown at you. But if you don't say something, like no one's gonna say anything. No one's gonna be like, why didn't you mention this figure? And then the person can just be like, well, it wasn't relevant to my story or my narrative. So like a lot of YouTube like personalities, like I said, I watched like Chris Reagan before. Like he's super conservative, and that affects everything that he posts. Like Philip DeFranco, everything that he posts is like shown through Philly D like tinted glasses, because like it's all backed by their opinion. No matter if they're giving just the facts, well, just the facts that they chose are being put out there. Like just the ones that they think, okay, these are the ones that are relevant to my story and to my cause. This is what I'm gonna tell. So like that's why you need multiple sources, because like you can read the same story and get two different figures that tell two very different things, and both of them can be right.
Yeah.
Like you just need to be able to search through all the facts and make your own conclusion, rather than get conclusions from one person, conclusion from another, and be like, one of them is wrong, I don't know which.
Yeah, you guys don't watch the NBA, but I feel like the parallel is there. I remember whenever there's like a especially in the internet age and the Twitter phenomenon, whenever there's like a close MVP race, it's always like people are always like cherry picking a stat and saying like, this is why this guy should do it, because James Harden is the only guy with his points and assist combo since like Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. James Harden is the fourth to do it, and Curry has these on-off numbers. It's like, and from that point, I've always learned to keep in mind like, wow, you can literally cherry pick any stats you want.
Yeah, you can
and make it seem convincing.
Like the best.
Yeah,
like because you can be like, oh, they have these numbers that no one else has. It's like, yeah, okay, but in another area they suck dick.
Yeah. It's like comparing an apple to an orange. I mean, like you like them, but for different reasons. You can't really say which one's better. I mean, you know what I mean?
Especially one simplistic number or figure is not the antidote to everything. Like there's never a magic number.
Especially if you don't have like a relative point to compare it to. So if you're just like, this person has this stat, they're amazing. It's like, okay, but how many other people have above that or below that? Like, where is that among the scale? Like, if you don't have anything relative to compare it to, then the number doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate, like, there's no matter what issue it is, whether it's like political, whatever, there's never like that one number where it's like, aha, this one simple stat solves this entire argument. Like, no, you always have to look at like multiple stats, multiple angles.
Like, look at the wall, for example. Like the big old wall on the southern border. You could see a conservative and they'll say, well, look at all these immigrants coming in. We have thousands of illegal immigrants coming in. And don't you think that's a problem? Don't you think a wall will solve that? And they'll say, boom, checkmate, that'll solve the problem. But then you can go on a liberal standpoint and say, well, that wall is $25 billion. How much is it worth to be keeping these illegal immigrants out?
And I mean, with that though, you can also just say like, dude, it's not gonna stop them.
Yeah. Also,
like a giant King Kong wall is not.
Also, doesn't the wall like literally just go like I forgot how much, like it goes into the ocean, but like you can still see where the wall ends from the shore, so you can just fucking swim around it.
And they all go underground anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You can go. Like, I saw it. Like, oh, you know what's fucking ridiculous? Like, since there's like about to be a government shutdown or whatever because Trump can't get the funding
already
for the wall.
shut down.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I thought it was 14 hours to the shutdown.
Last night, I think.
pretty sure it just shut down.
I remember seeing
I was
midnight last night, I think.
Yeah, I was at the bank and
I thought it was midnight
about to shut
tonight.
down.
Because I remember seeing like a clock, like a countdown clock when I was home earlier today. But fuck, what was I gonna say?
Shut down.
Yeah, the government shutdown. People are fucking starting GoFundMes to fund Trump's wall.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
like there was a GoFundMe of it had like it had like a bunch of money in it, but
it's
like
$5 billion.
No, the limit is $1 billion because that's as much as you can put on GoFundMe.
That's the goal then.
Like the goal is $1 billion, but it had like a lot of money in it, like a pretty substantial amount, like not close to like
the goal
to like what they needed, but it was still pretty substantial. And like when you think about it, you know that's all the people who complain about taxes being too high, and yet they're literally doing voluntary taxes.
They're pissing away their money. That's not going to change anything.
Well, actually, luckily, the person who started the campaign, they were like, yeah, if we don't reach the goal, we're refunding everything.
Good.
Which,
yeah, that's rare for a GoFundMe.
Yeah, because usually they have like I think it's called like flexible funding, where it's like, if we don't reach the goal, I mean, we'll take the money.
I feel like something on that magnitude, they have to. They can't get away with it. It's been publicized.
But also,
so much.
Think of this. GoFundMe takes a percentage of all the donations. Imagine if it reached $1 billion, and like GoFundMe takes, I don't know the exact number, but like it's like 30%. Like,
what?
That's
Are you serious?
Ton. Yeah. Like I didn't know that. I know that's like how it is with Patreon.
Like $300 million.
Like they take a cut. I don't know how big it is. I could be very much wrong. But like they'd make fucking bank off of that. and then someone
I gotta work for GoFundMe.
Someone made like a joke campaign, and it's like you know how people do like joke Google events? Like people started to do joke GoFundMes, where like one of them is like GoFundMe for ladders to climb over Trump's tiny ass wall. And like the goal is like $1 billion again, so like people are donating, but like obviously it's never gonna reach the goal, and they don't have flexible funding, so people are like, I'll give you my money, but obviously I'm gonna get it back, like just as a goof.
And speaking of like those conservative things, have you guys seen this is from like a couple months ago, but you made me think of it. Have you ever seen the InNOut order, the conservative InNOut?
No.
Because InNOut came out as like a conservative company.
Yeah.
So all the conservatives
I love InNOut.
Came out with like a meal. You've been?
Yeah.
When?
In California.
How was it?
It was alright. It was a little better than McDonald's, but I'd put it like at around.
A little better than McDonald's. Did you get animal style?
I don't know the lingo, alright? Bubble bass? Are you kidding me?
Alright, whatever.
Quick shout out to Shake Shack for sponsoring this podcast.
Yes.
They didn't actually, but please do.
Yeah, Shake Shack. Hit me up. I would love to have you as a sponsor.
I got a Shake Shack 15 minutes away from my dorm. Worst thing to ever happen in my life.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, but it's awful. Because anytime someone's like, hey, let's go and eat, I like perk my head up and I'm like, someone say Shake Shack?
But yeah, so basically it was like a conservative thing where like, so it was like a Twitter thing where they were like, like this is they called it like the Make America Great Again order, or like the Fuck the Libs order, and it was like it was a disgusting burger. I'm a burger man.
You go beast mode.
Yeah, burgers. And this looked disgusting. You're
Mr. Animal.
It has
style.
so many patties, and it's like. It's something about, like, the manly meat, and then they order it with, like, 3 plastic straws to fuck the environment.
What the fuck?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's, like, that's so, like, I don't have a word to describe that.
All right, that's a little funny. I'll give it to them. It's a little funny.
That's funny, but also, like...
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You gotta be a cock to order
It's a little
that.
over the top.
Dude, it's amazing how, like saving the environment is like
a political issue.
Yeah, I know.
It's so
silly.
crazy. It's like, dude, a lot of conservatives are like, fucking global warming, what? Like, scientific evidence, what? Or like, have you ever heard of the Pacific garbage patch? It's literally a giant patch in the ocean that's full of garbage, and like, no matter how fucking like. And no matter how many fucking animal-style burgers you order from InNOut, like, you gotta admit that shit's real.
Just go to the beach. You'll see it. There's garbage all over our beaches because no one agrees to these regulations.
Yeah, and, like, there's, like, I mean, like, obviously, like, this is, like, highly marketed, but, like, shit like the dodo, where, like, constantly they'll have videos of people, like, saving animals from, like turtles with, like, straws in their noses.
Those are
like
the worst pictures.
And, like, yeah, and, like, I get it. I am not, like, a super environmentalist, but, like, I do my part, I recycle, whatever. But, like, you can't help but feel bad for those poor fucking animals. And, like, you don't have to be a vegan to feel bad for the animals. Like you don't
you can still eat cows.
You don't have to go that far, kid, but, like, you can't deny that shit's real.
Mm-hmm. You know what I hate, too, is I saw this thing, someone I follow on Twitter, who, honestly, I follow him to hate read his tweets.
I totally feel that. I do that sometimes.
But he posted something about like how we shouldn't care about the plastic straws, and we should just say fuck it and not regulate them because most of the global pollution in the world comes from China. So we should just say fuck it.
That is not a good argument.
And it's like, no, like, you should regulate as well and try to get China to follow you.
Like, you know, like, the stupid fucking, like thing where people are always like, I totally get this. Like, oh, I'm just one person. What change can I do? That's the next level. We're just one global superpower. What can we do? Like, no shit, it's mostly from China, but you don't think we're a contributor, boy? Like,
also, I heard on NBC, this was literally today, that China is making way more of an effort to control pollution, plastics, all sorts of bad contaminants for our oceans. And we're not doing a single thing. We are worse than China.
No, also one thing is I read this thing in a book that I had for college. It was like America is the least green, but we also have the least green guilt. Like, no one in America really identifies like how much we're fucking up the environment. Just like, because we have very little access to public transportation outside of major cities.
Yes,
like,
very true.
Here in Tiverton, like, I drive everywhere. I'd like to walk everywhere because I like walking, but everything's too far away. It's just not like feasible. So I drive.
Don't you always like look down on the people who do public transport in these towns? You're like, really, you're gonna wait an hour for this bus?
Yeah, exactly. Because like it's not like convenient in the slightest.
Yeah.
And like you can't walk anywhere. And so you drive, and like ideally you would carpool, but like you can't carpool everywhere. Mm-hmm. But like in China, there are so many people that bike to work every day. There's so many people that walk to work every day. There's so many people that drive, but they fill their entire car with people, just to be like the most efficient. And there's so many people that take the bus and all that shit. But like here in America, if you're on your way to Boston at like in the morning, all you see is people alone in their cars driving to work. Because no one carpools, and like it's not super feasible for everyone to take the train into Boston. So like you're gonna have to drive alone sometimes. But that's not good for the environment. But like we don't have a system in place that allows us to sort of avoid that. Like we just kind of have to go with it. Because like there's nothing else you can do unless like you want to like get together a carpool thing. But again, that's not always feasible. So like there's nothing we can really do about it unless the system changes to sort of accommodate it.
We got to fund a wall, so one thing at
a time. Yeah, I mean that's the
one thing at a time.
That's what really matters. Is the big brick.
Exactly.
Stop the Mexicans from stealing.
Well, now it's metal bars.
Food.
Now they're just metal bars.
Oh yeah, isn't it like slats?
Yep.
All right, do you guys want to move on to the next topic?
Sure.
Yeah,
Why
We have a few lined up. So here's one that's close to my heart that I've been thinking about recently. Is for some reason in the last few weeks, I've been noticing so many terrible like UI interfaces on websites. Like first of all, for years, you know that what's that? It's like the reader that pops up, where like you're on Google on your iPhone and you click, but instead of opening the page, it opens it in that shitty reader.
Oh, like the mobile friendly version.
Yeah, what is that called? That website that lets you look at them. Whatever. That thing is awful. Like it's horrendous.
Yeah.
And I always just have to click the link because I don't want to read it in the shitty reader. And then you guys. I don't know if it's the way not on iPhone, but at least on the iPhone YouTube app, it has been pissing me off so much recently. When let's say you're scrolling down your feed,
Mm-hmm.
and
You said this is YouTube, right?
yeah,
Okay.
and you stop like in the middle of it, it'll start like auto playing that video without you clicking on it.
Yes.
Like
I like that.
It has no sound, but like it starts playing the video.
If you press
and
the
it gives
video,
subtitles. And if you press the video,
it restarts.
It starts
still
midway
there,
through. Yeah, it doesn't start at the beginning.
Oh, it doesn't?
It starts like literally sometimes
it counts
it'll start,
what you were looking on the thumbnail.
I've never had that happen to me.
Dude, it's on the iPhone app. That's what it does.
It's
Well,
cancer.
dude, you know what I really appreciate on YouTube is like when you accidentally click on the ads, it doesn't open it in like your Google browser.
Yes,
It opens it
yes.
in like the YouTube internet browser, so you can just real quick like hit the X and like get that shit out of here. Because like obviously I didn't mean to click the ad, but like it's just easy to get rid of it that way.
Yeah, YouTube is usually really good with a lot of UI stuff.
Or
like,
you know what's really annoying? Like, so you know how like if you're in like the middle of the video and you like tap the screen, like the little arrow comes down, you can drop it and like put it in like the little sidebar. Like, I mean, not the sidebar, so you can get like a little condensed version of the video.
Yeah.
At the end of the video, that arrow's like no longer there, so you have to like exit it a different way. I don't know why, but it's so weird. Like, they can't keep things consistent in the slightest.
Yeah. And dude, you know what bothers me? The skip buttons. Like, you know how
The double tap skips, like where you double tap and skip.
No,
10
I
seconds.
love those.
no,
I
like
love
yeah,
those.
those
work
Those
well,
are beautiful. But this, like, you know how, because you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
You know how on the app, like, let's say you're watching a video in the player and you tap once on the screen and it comes up where it's like pause, skip, and skip.
Yeah.
And the skips will skip to new videos.
Oh yes. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, as someone who's like kind of OCD, where I like always have to tap my screen like 4 times when I like open up a video, I hit skip by accident all the time because it's right where I want to tap.
Oh, dude, you know what's even worse? So, like, since I have a Samsung, like, my, like, home buttons are, like, in the screen. But when I'm on YouTube, like, when I'm on a video, it hides my home button. So in order to open it, I have to swipe up from the bottom of the screen, which is, like, the right of the screen since I'm holding it horizontally. But if I swipe a little bit, the home bar comes up. If I swipe too much, it skips to the next video. So, like, I have to be, like, super careful. Like, I'm, like, hunched over my phone with my finger just trying to swipe it, like, the smallest amount that I can. Because if I swipe it too much, it goes to the next video. And then also, something that's annoying, when you swipe to the next video, you have to wait for the video to load to swipe back to the one that you're on.
Yes.
So, like, if you're in an area with shitty reception, you have to wait for that video to load. And if it has an ad before it, you have to watch the whole ad, and then wait until the ad's over, get to the video, go back to the previous video, and the previous video, you might have to watch an ad before you watch it again.
Most infuriating thing about all streaming is when the ad buffers.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make me sit through an ad, fine. But if it buffers, just let me skip. All right.
Oh, dude, this is actually the worst. Okay, so for Hulu, like, when you, like, say, like, you get a text or something, like, if you're in the middle of an ad, and you get a text and you, like, leave the Hulu app to go back to, like, read your text or whatever, when you go back to the Hulu app, the ad will have reset back to the beginning. So, like, say you're, like, 40 seconds into, like, a 120-second, like, ad sesh, like, you would have to rewatch those 40 seconds of the same exact fucking ad. And so I'd be in text conversations with people, and, like, I'd be watching, like, fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Hulu, and I'd be in the middle of an ad, I get a text, and I forget about this, because, like, your boy's not a smart boy. And I forget about that. I click on the text, I'd be like, okay, and I'd read whatever the person sent me, and then I'd go back to Hulu, and I'd be back at the beginning, and then someone would text me again, and I just keep doing that, and I never get past the ad. And so I'd be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm watching Hulu on my laptop, and I'm just gonna leave my phone alone so I can text on it. Because like it doesn't allow you to multitask. But YouTube, when you press the home button, it like minimizes it. At least like I don't know if it does this for iPhone, but if I'm on a YouTube video and I keep watching it, like the video will start playing and I press the home button and it goes in. It
doesn't do
that. It does an overlay. Like on my phone,
That's
so
cool.
I can be watching a YouTube video while doing anything else.
Well,
like I watch YouTube videos while I'm playing fucking Pokemon Go, and it's the best.
If you're on Chrome and you're streaming, it'll do that for iPhones.
Oh, really?
Fact. Yeah, the YouTube app does
On
it.
iPhone?
Yep,
It does like the overlay.
Yeah.
Then what's the point of like the YouTube Red thing? Because every time you click the home button, it's like, oh, you fucked up, stupid bitch. Get YouTube Red. You can do this.
I think YouTube Red lets it like play in the background, but without seeing the video. Which is, and also lets it play while it's being locked. Which like I'd like that, but like it's not necessary.
Also,
I'm not gonna pay for
YouTube
it.
Red's fucking scam. I don't believe.
No,
that.
didn't they decrease the price?
It's only like
of YouTube
$2.
Yeah, it's a lot less.
$2. I thought it was like 10 a
No,
month.
it was
and there's-
always $2. I thought.
No, it used to be more expensive, and there's a student version now. I think. So-
Really?
Yeah.
I'll consider it now.
Dude, you know what is fucking killer? The student deal for Spotify.
Yeah.
You get like 6 free months of Spotify and Hulu for like $5 a month. Like I love that.
Mine is just permanent. Like it's just $5 for both.
Yeah, I know.
You said 6 months.
No, you get 6 months free.
Oh, I don't think I got the 6 months free.
You probably did. You probably just didn't
Yeah,
notice because like
maybe.
it always comes with it. But like, and then like if I don't change my plan, like obviously I'm a freshman in college, so I'm gonna have that for a while, and I use Spotify like near daily. If I don't change my plan, like after I leave college, I don't think they're gonna take that away. Like I'm still gonna have the student
Yeah.
discount. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, we checked Leslie University, we saw you graduated, bye kid, and
Nice.
just pay us more money. Like,
You never know. They really like money.
yeah, true, but I don't think they go through that effort. But like, so assuming like everything stays good, I'm just gonna have that for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy's gonna be chilling.
Yeah, that's sick. I used to love like the like freshman year, my journalism teacher had like a hookup on for New York Times free, and it was
that's
like it was
nice.
so like because I don't, maybe this doesn't happen with you guys, but for me, on all like the paywall websites, I run out of my free reads all the time, and it's annoying when someone like links an article on Twitter and I can't even read it. Like, so that free New York Times was nice.
Hit the spot.
I found this one website that someone made. It's like essentially just the Pirate Bay, but for journalism. Where like they go in and they take they either make like PDF versions of the websites or just like copy and paste the articles. And like that's how I got all my news for a while, but it got shut down sadly.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to like have that free access to information, but at the same time, it's like
They deserve to be paid.
there's so many layoffs in journalism recently.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's a tough choice to like you either have to pay, get bombarded with ads, or there are a ton of people who are out of jobs. Like,
Real quick, can we just talk about how susceptible to clickbait old people are?
yeah, I love this. I love this
Like,
topic.
my dad will go on so many like, oh, look at this child star. Look at what they look like now. It'll be like a picture of like young Macaulay Culkin and then a picture of Steve Buscemi. And it's like, okay.
You can just use old Macaulay Culkin. You don't even need
Yeah,
Steve
exactly.
Buscemi.
But like obviously that's like Macaulay Culkin didn't fucking anamorph into Steve Buscemi. Like, but he still clicks on it. And it's one of those, and they're always one of those things where it's like, each page is only a paragraph and it's lined with ads, and then you have to press the next button and it loads a separate web page, which even more ads and another paragraph, and they're like 12 like different pages you have to go through. So it's like, I see this business model. You know what? Whatever your website is, I approve.
But-
I like this. Like you're doing good.
That's
I'm not
not-
gonna follow it, but you have a good business model.
That stuff happens on Snapchat too. Like I'll be scrolling through the dodo, and like in between articles, I'll get this thing where it's like, this man found a manhole cover.
Yeah, like the ads.
You won't believe what was under it, and then it'll be like, I pressed it because I want to know what's under that manhole cover, and it's just like 12 pages of garbage. I guarantee you, it didn't even get to the manhole. It was just garbage.
I love seeing those advertised articles on like the Dodo and shit, because they're always just like that. They're like this woman found a feral dog, but you won't believe what it actually is. It's like it's a fucking bear. I know, like, it's a bear. I know it's a bear cub. Like,
I can see it. It's a fucking bear.
It's a bear cub. It's just some dumbass bitch from Arkansas thought it was like a dog. Like, okay. I don't know why I need to skip through.
Are bears dogs?
Possibly. Read this article to find out and click on every single ad, please.
Please, we need the money.
You guys might not have this issue, but so like you guys ever use like put lockers and shit like that?
Yeah, of course.
Like if you don't use the proper ad blocker and the proper version of put lockers, what always happens to me is like, say you'll be watching a video and like you'll click on like the screen to pause it, but like there'll be like an ad overlay over it that you just can't see, so you click on it and it opens up another tab or like another window, and then like you don't really notice it, and then like 5 minutes later you just hear like a voice like speaking from that like open window where it's like your computer has been infected with a virus. It's like, bitch, I know my computer is not infected with the virus. It's your dumbass. I am on put lockers, but like I'm not that stupid.
My favorite example of like those stream like ad crazy things is back when I was cheap and before I just paid for NBA League Pass. Which, by the way, definitely if you're an NBA fan, you can't just watch the national games. You gotta watch the League Pass to know what's going on. But before that, I would go on NBA-stream. And literally, like, you would click the video, the stream video would come up, and then there'd be, like, 30 ads over the video, so you couldn't see it. But you'd have to hunt for all the X's for each ad individually.
They always put them in different corners every time.
You're literally, and they're impossible to see.
You need, like, tiny little pretzel fingers to touch them.
It's like a 7-minute ordeal to clear out all these ads.
You know what's actually the worst? So, on Pornhub when you click on, like, a video, and then occasionally there'll be an ad before, and it'll just be, like, some girl getting railed in the ass. Like, okay, fine. But they have the fake X and the continue button below it.
Hot singles near you?
And it's like, I think it's the continue button, but it might be the X button, but I'm not sure. So it's like, you gotta gamble with it. It's like, okay, I guess I'll press the continue button, and then you'll click on the ad, and you'll be on some, like, play this cartoon anime sex game for 18 plus only.
Hot single MILFs in Tiverton, Rhode Island.
Dude, you know what I've always wanted to do?
What?
Like, whenever you get redirected to one of those cartoon sex games, I've always wanted to try it. Because like
the Family Guy ones?
I don't care which one. But like, because it's like, okay, I know this is like a scam, but like, did they make an actual game to back this scam? And if they did, I want to fucking see it.
I want to submit this to IGN.
Yeah, I think you would appreciate this, Jonah. Speaking of like shitty scam games, which I don't even know how this game was a scam because it made no money. But I had the same project I was talking about the conservative radio station. We had to like research the website, and they had a slot machine game on it. And so, to do my thorough research, I played it for a while. Of course. And so here's basically the concept. It's a slot machine. You click spacebar to spin the slots. Mm-hmm. You have 20,000 fake dollars. You can't even put in real money. It's fake dollars. And you can even set it so that it just spins automatically. And I sat there letting it auto spin for like 10 minutes. You never go like more than 2,000 up or below 20,000. So the game is literally just sitting there and like spinning it over and over again to watch the numbers, hoping that your fake currency that doesn't carry over to anything reaches a high amount.
That is so stupid.
I love that. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Can we talk about like loot packs and games? Because remember last time we were playing basketball, we had a nice conversation about that, and our friend who shall not be named, who spent around $1,000 on NFL Mobile or whatever.
Madden Mobile.
Madden Mobile, that's what it was.
I love Madden Mobile.
Yeah,
for that reason.
That's the thing is like, I've never put any money into it, and from the beginning in NBA 2K, I was always against the idea of like making it so that you could spend money to open these packs. But like, it's one of those things where you have no idea what you're opening when you click a pack. So like and they could change. They could be changing the percentages every time you open it, and you have no idea.
Hourly presented, like there's no way you can tell.
It could literally be like a claw machine where like it's a like if they start to like lose money, they just start raping you, and every time you click, you lose.
Yeah.
And it's like you'll never get anyone good. So that's why I think it's in Europe, right, where it's like they're making laws,
so.
but specifically against 2K because they don't even show the percentages.
That's not gonna happen in the U.S.
What used to be like so crazy is I used to watch.
Well, if they do that in the UK, they're probably gonna have to change the whole.
Yeah,
game
they change it
mode.
internationally because like you can't have like it being too different. Mm-hmm. But like what was so crazy that I used to watch were like the CS:GO case openings, which were like so fucking insane. Because like I didn't play CS:GO. It was just something that like it was a YouTuber that I liked and he happened to do them. So like okay, I'll watch these. And then like he got like this special like butterfly knife and he's like
Dude, have you seen that T-Martin freak out?
No, I know about him, but I haven't seen the freak out.
There's one where he wins because he owned the website.
Oh yeah.
But so that. he won in quotation marks. I think like $10,000 or something. No, it was like $10,000.
Like actual money or a skin?
I don't know. He said $10,000.
It was probably the Dragon Lord.
I don't know, but
it's like the rarest skin in the game.
All right, well, whatever it was like $10,000, and this man, you can see it in the goddamn like corner of the screen. He like slaps his hands on his knees. And he's like, ah, and he like loses his mind, and he's faking obviously.
Yeah.
So he can't even like look the camera in the eyes. So he's just like, ah, yeah.
He's so ashamed of himself. He can't even look at the camera.
Can I switch to something real quick? If we're talking about dumb YouTube thing, you guys heard of I'm Jay Station?
No.
Nah.
He does these videos like, and he starts them off. He's like, okay guys, last time I was attacked by the boss baby with a knife. I happened to escape, but now I'm gonna call Thanos at 3 a.m. And then, like, the video will be, like, him FaceTiming, like a PNG of Thanos from, like, the Avengers movie, like, screen cap. And Thanos will be, like, it's, like, he has, like, a fucking British, like, Thanos has a fucking British accent. Because it's his friend doing a Thanos voice. And Thanos is like, I'm gonna use the Infinity Gauntlet to fucking erase you from existence, mate. And then he's like, Thanos, please, no.
My god.
And no, the best part is, like, they have a fucking paper cutout of Thanos, but it's like 10 inches tall. And, like, it peeks around the corner, and it's, like, 4 feet up, but it peeks around the corner, and it's, like, 10 inches tall, and it's just a Thanos torso, like a paper Thanos torso flopping around, being like, going like, Jay Station, I'm gonna use an Infinity Gauntlet to turn you into bubbles.
That's hilarious.
And, like, it's so stupid. Or have you seen the one where it's the dude, like, he's like, it's another fucking British dude. He's like, I'm gonna trap myself in a crate and mail myself to Scotland.
No.
And it's like him, like, in a fucking, like, mailbox, and he has adult diapers on. And he has, like, food and, like, a fidget spinner and shit. And, like, he puts in
entertainment for the ride.
No, and he's in, like, 2 giant, like, plastic, like, tubs. And his girlfriend duct tapes them together and, like, sends him out into the ocean. And it's so obviously fake. Because then he's, like, in the box and, like, no water's getting on him or anything. And he's like, guys, I think I'm gonna try out the diaper. And so he pretends to shit himself in a diaper in a tub in the middle of, like, the England Channel, like, on his way to Scotland or Ireland or whatever. And he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna float around until someone picks me up and I end up in another country.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's like there are so many fucking stupid things that are marketed to kids that are
I know,
that are gullible.
That's always been ever since YouTube money started. The ultimate. It's marketed
intense
to kids. That's the ultimate dirty move. Market something to kids because you'll do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, like, the videos about, like, oh, Thanos is gonna kill me at 3 a.m. after I FaceTime him. Like, obviously, that's, like, really fucking stupid and hilarious to, like, make fun of. But that dude's making bank.
Yeah, kids love this stuff. Kids will click it.
I don't even get the whole FaceTime at 3. How did that even start?
I have zero idea.
I have a feeling it has something to do with the Bloody Mary thing. Do any of you do Bloody Mary?
No, it has nothing to do with that. Because
I feel like it definitely
No, because it started out of, like, people being like, don't do this at 3 a.m. Because I guess 3 a.m. was the devil's hour or whatever.
No, it was midnight. Midnight was the devil's hour.
No, it's 3. It used to be, but now it's 3 a.m.
It's because we're all staying up later.
Yeah. No, but, like, it's so fucking crazy. Like, oh, fuck, what was I gonna say? The videos, the videos of, like, have you guys heard of, like, the oh fuck me, I can't remember, but it's this family of YouTubers, and they're all so bad at acting, and they're super fucking fake.
Is it the brothers?
Not the Dobre brothers, no. But it's like the Truver family. I forget what it is. I'll remember their name later probably. But they have this thing where like they have this like ancient safe in their house, and they're like, we're gonna try and open the ancient safe, guys. I don't know what's inside of it. Click like if you think you know what's inside of it, and smash subscribe if you can't wait for us to open the safe. No, but there's like 8 videos of them being like, guys, we're gonna drop the safe off of a 10-foot drop, and like it might break open, and then they get up to like, because like their house is under construction, and they get up on like the scaffolding, and like the brother and the sister are like, whoa, we're really high up, guys, like we might fall and break our necks, this is a real risk, and they're like shaking, but really obviously fakely, and then they're like, we're gonna drop the safe, I'm too scared, I can't do it, and they just climb back down, and they don't drop the safe, and they don't break it, and you don't see what's in it.
Like, I saw a video like that, and it was stupid. I don't know how it was on my suggested. It was, we ordered a package from the deep web.
Oh, I saw that!
The dark web mystery boxes.
I saw that.
Oh my god.
Is it from that kid who just bought the supplies from Party City?
Yes. It's just such a scam.
No,
do you remember?
No, J Station did one of those, and I think it was him, but he was like it said DW on the front, and it's like he's like he has like a really fake acting like face where he has like fuck me, I can't speak. He has like a revelation. He's like, guys, I think DW stands for dark web.
No, he's like,
this is legit.
He's like, do you think that stands for dark web? I'm not sure, but I think it might. Like no shit. And do you remember the line where he reaches into the box and he pulls out a knife and he's like, oh, I have this same exact knife.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like he was waiting for people to like point him out reusing a prop. He's like, oh, I have this exact same knife in my kitchen set. I still have it in my kitchen set though. This is not the same knife.
But by the point that people will start calling him out, he's already made money. Like, he doesn't care.
Well, even if
people have called him out. But
even if people do call him out,
the
doesn't
kids
matter.
don't see the call out videos. They just go on to like be entertained by.
No, dude, you know what's really fucked up? Like, in, like, the videos, like, the fucking Thanos at 3 a.m., like, in the videos, if you read the comments, kids are, like, so legitimately concerned for these people. They're like, J Station, stop making these videos. You're in real danger. You need to call the police and get Thanos arrested. Because, like, J Station, go to a safe house, become an FBI witness. Like, you need to get out of there. Like, they're so legit, like, it's so wholesome, and they're so legitimately concerned for fucking J Station.
And Thanos.
Yeah.
Watch out for Thanos. Be good.
Yeah, like these kids are so legitimately concerned for his well-being. But this motherfucker is just like
raking in the money.
He's raking in that money, and he's using all the money to buy a new printer to print out a bigger PNG of Thanos for his next video. Like, he doesn't give a shit. And these poor kids are like, J Station, run!
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the parents can't moderate what the kids watch. That feels like overlordy, but at the same time,
I mean, like they could theoretically if they put them on YouTube Kids, but also like so many.
That's not better.
Well, also like so many kids can just like go on the App Store, and they have like their fingerprints in the phone. Use like the fingerprint password, download regular YouTube, and go on their merry way. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so easy to get past that shit.
But I just feel like it should be one of those things where, like, if I have a kid and he's like watching like like Fortnite videos, like I'd just be like, dude, you're grounded. Like there should be some form of like child discipline for following.
Well, it's mostly just
videos.
Like people are like, it's because like parents have always just done the thing where they sat their kids down in front of the TV. But when it was TV was like hyper regulated, and like like you wouldn't find anything raunchy on like the like Disney Kids channel or whatever. But like there's no way of separating it into like Disney Channel, Cartoon Network or whatever for YouTube. So like the kid can just go down a rabbit hole and start watching like fucking Chris Chan videos by the end of the day.
True. Like, and number 15. Burger King foot lettuce.
Yeah, and there's nothing that like you can really do to like separate those out. So it's like, all right, if a kid's gonna find them, they're gonna find them. How about instead you just don't plop your kid in front of the tablet And
Go out and play.
Yeah, go out and play. Put them in front of the TV where it's regulated if you're going to be a bad parent. Like, come on. Like, don't just plop your kid in front of a tablet and be like, have fun, son. Don't leave the Thanos gaming channel, but you can do you.
But, like, also, even beyond that, like, there should be some form of, like, because parents have no idea what these videos are even about. So, like, there are parents who buy their kids, like, Logan Paul, like, merchandise.
Logang.
And I guarantee they never, like, sat down and actually watched the video. They're just like, my son likes Logang, so I guess I'll comply, so he'll stop screaming in the Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, do you guys want to, before we wrap up, tackle one of our animal battle questions?
All right, let's do some animal battles.
All right, so we're thinking, posing the question, and feel free to answer in the comments with what you think, but we're talking about the grizzly bear versus the rhinoceros.
So what team are y'all on? Because I'm pretty in the middle.
I would say, I think it's hard to beat a rhino, I think.
Yeah, because they got thick hides, but also bears are tough.
Bears are very adaptive.
And they're smart. They're smart,
They're
too.
very smart, yes.
Mm-hmm. But, like, one of my things with the rhino is, like, a rhino, to me, is almost like a very random fight animal. Like, a rhino in the right situation could even beat an elephant. Like, if it gets lucky. It's hard for something to reliably beat a rhino every time.
I totally get that. Like, it's like the rhino's fight style is like high risk, high reward.
Yes.
Like, it just charges in. If it hits, it'll impale you with its horn. If it misses, it'll leave itself open to attack. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I get that. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the bear can definitely exploit that. Bears are fast too. People don't realize they may look big and tubby, but they can run fast. They're much faster than humans.
Also, I feel like a bear would be able to sort of like roll out of the way of a rhino charge. Like pretty easily.
A bear could easily roll out of the way from a rhino's charge, and then the rhino will be open. The bear can definitely come in for attack on the rhino if it's open after a charge.
Yeah, but even then, it's not a guarantee for the bear.
And, like, I know bears have, like, sharp teeth and claws, but rhinos are, like, obscenely thick hides.
Exactly.
Like, aren't they sort of, like, analogous to hippos? In, like, how...
I would say so, right?
And, like, how strong their defense is?
Yeah.
I'd say even more so than hippos,
really?
Actually. Yeah.
Damn.
Their hide is thick.
Well, I guess they got, like, less fat, but, like, a thicker skin. So that helps.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing is the arena. If you're out in the savannah, rhino. If you're in the forest, bear.
Okay,
yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so theoretical arena. Let's say our theoretical arena is like half of it is forest, half of it is savannah. The rhino starts in savannah, bear starts in the forest. They have to fight each other. They have to meet somewhere. Like at the line between the forest, or maybe at the line like more on the savannah side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'd say like they both start in their element. But one of them has to leave their element to get the other. Which do you think will attack first? I'd say the rhino.
The rhino will leave its element first in pursuit of vegetation to eat.
Well, I was assuming more like to kill the bear.
This isn't like Zoo Tycoon. This is
if the rhino sees the bear from far away, the rhino, its pretty much only main attack is charging. It's going to start building up speed to get that bear.
Okay, so you think the rhino's going to head towards the bear first. What do you think the bear will do?
Climb into a tree.
Yeah, in the woods, it's hard to beat the bear because it can climb.
Yeah.
Rhinos definitely cannot
But could a rhino knock down a tree?
A small tree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm assuming the trees aren't going to be massive. They're like average-sized trees.
And there's also, like, there's not a lot of room for, once it gets into the woods, for the rhino to, like, build up speed. Yeah, it's very cramped. I feel like in that situation, the bear would have such an advantage.
Okay, so let's say they're fighting on just like a total neutral ground. Like you're like a savanna with hills. That's it.
Or a savanna maybe with like sparse trees.
Okay, I like that. So like a savanna with an oasis with a tree on it.
All right.
So how do you think it would fare in that environment?
Well, first of all, I think bears would swim faster than rhinos in the oasis.
Well, the oasis is small, so you wouldn't really have to swim in it.
Right.
But like, okay, so like you think the bear would go in the water rather than go in the tree?
Yes. Bears are... I feel like grizzlies are very in their element in the water.
I mean, I feel like in this environment, like, the rhino would probably win. Because, like, it has room to charge, and, like, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm assuming rhinos have a shit ton of stamina.
I would assume so, right?
I'd assume bears would probably have more stamina because they're lighter.
They're lighter, but also like rhinos are like built to charge. Like that's like the only thing.
Like that's like a short burst of energy, not really.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I think they can do that a lot. Cause like imagine like a stampede of rhinos. Like they can go for a fucking while.
True.
So I think like in that situation, the rhino would have the advantage, but like I don't know. Like, could a bear reliably dodge a rhino?
Yeah, what's like a rhino's accuracy rate with a charge?
I'm assuming like
they can turn a little, but not a lot.
Like I'm assuming like a little bit. Like they can like I'm assuming they can turn left or right like to a couple degrees, but like not too much. Mm-hmm. And like they could like lash out with their head and shit, and they can kick. Like they can kick.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's a good point.
They can throw around their weight.
Yeah. So like, say a rhino like charged towards a bear. If the bear dodged to the right, the rhino could just like throw itself to the right and like barrel into the bear.
Yeah. And I mean, one hit to that bear, and it's going to be at least crippled. It's not
with the horn, though. I think you'd have to hit the bear with a horn.
But I feel like even if it body checked the bear would be knocked down for a fat second, and the rhino could go in for the kill.
I don't know. They're like literal like mounds of muscle.
True.
Like,
they rhinos, to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a bear, like bears can take bullets.
That's true.
Like from pistols, like bears can be kind of invulnerable.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more like blunt force from a rhino, because rhinos are also tanks. Mm-hmm. Like you got to think of how like it's like yes, a bear is very strong, but comparative to a rhino, probably not a lot stronger.
Well, bears like similar to like jungle cats. Bears have an instinct to go for the neck, if they're attacking something. So, do you think a bear could reliably latch onto and deal damage to a rhino's neck, or do you think that's too close to the horn?
I think it just all depends on the accuracy of a charge.
Well, also, I think the rhino could very easily just, like, smash on its side, like, flop on the side of the bear, and just, like, pin the bear down.
But like, then the bear can use its claws.
Yeah, the rhino definitely cannot get up after it's
and also, like, its main weapon is the horn, and if you it's like when you grab a crocodile, like, behind the head, like how people do that when they're picking up crocodiles, like, its only way of attacking really is its mouth. If you get behind that and it can't reach you with it, there's not much you can do. So if the bear could latch onto like behind the rhino's head, like right on its neck, the horn wouldn't be able to hit it, and like its legs are kind of small and stumpy, like they couldn't probably reach it.
So I'd have to say that if you pin a bear and a rhino against each other, there's no definitive winner. Like, the bear's not going to win every single time. The rhino's not going to lose every single time.
There's not many things that can beat a rhino reliably.
If I could put my money on one, I put my money on the bear.
Yeah, I'm going to have to co-sign that. Because,
I think I would agree, too.
Because in the bear's... Like, I'm looking at it this way. In the bear's environment, the bear has a major advantage. Take out the rhino easily. In a neutral environment, or like the rhino's environment, the bear can still...
The bear still has a chance.
The bear still has a chance.
Yeah.
But, like... If the rhino was fighting in the bear's environment, the rhino has like zero chance of killing the bear.
It can't build up speed.
It can't build up speed. The bear can climb up a tree to avoid it, jump on it like from a tree. So I'm gonna have to vote for bear on this.
Yeah, I also vote for bear.
After the analysis, I would have to switch over to bear.
Yeah.
Even though I do stand by that a rhino. It's tough to beat a rhino reliably for any animal.
Yeah, that's
why
it's
so high variance.
That's why it's not like a shoo-in. Like it's not like the bear would win every single time. Like there's some variance definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got our winner, the grizzly bear.
Yeah, the grizzly bear beats the rhinoceros.
Wonderful.
Congratulations, grizzly bear. You've done a great job.
Yeah.
You've done great service to your country.
Listener, you get a free grizzly bear.
Just give us the 3 epic numbers on the back of your mom's credit card.
We'll ship to you a wild grizzly bear cub for you to raise.
Yeah, just give us a security code, not the actual card number, the expiration date. Like, just a security code. We'll be good.
Don't actually do that.
No, do it.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Yeah, do it. Like, fuck Dan. Give us your security code.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah, Dan doesn't have to get it. You can just give it to me and Jonah.
Yeah, like I'll take it. I mean, I'm not gonna do jack shit with it, but like, I'll. You know what? Commenter, if you put your security code of your credit card in the comments, I will print it out and tape it to my door, and I will put a picture of that in the comments section below.
All right, that sounds like a good place to end it. We're an hour and 4 minutes in, it looks like. So that was the Podcast Paradise episode 4. Thanks to Jonah and Dan for joining me with this episode.
Thanks for having us, Max.
Hell
It's been
yeah.
a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great. We didn't even really get through our topic.
Oh,
We got halfway through.
Yeah, not even really. We have
We've got 2, right?
no, we have
like
2
3.
left. We did 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so a sequel possibly.
Yeah, of
I
course.
would love to be back on this, Max. This has been a treat.
Yeah, I'd love to have you back. So that was Podcast Paradise episode Nombre Cuatro. See you later.
See y'all later.
Bye.